Sophie Rochas, bred by Dilbart Roses in 2017. Honestly, I love the fragrance on this rose. The fragrance is a 9 out of 10. You get a very strong citrus on it, on the front end of it, kind of like Margaret Merrill and Princess Alexandra Renaissance. And at the back end, you get a very strong damask, kind of like Gertrude Jekyll and Comte de Chambord. And those two together makes for a really wonderful perfume on this rose that's incredibly strong. But before you guys go out and buy this rose, you might want to stay tuned because there are some health issues. For one, the flower doesn't really stand up to the rain. It tends to ball a lot in the rain. It is heavy petaled, the petals are very soft and they don't do well in rain at all. This one really gets rain damage. There's also another tendency I've noticed in this rose, and that is the tendency to get a bit of rust on the leaves. Or maybe not a bit, I've actually seen quite a lot of rust on this rose. So before you go out and buy that powerful fragrance, keep those two things in mind. The tendency of the rose to get weather damage from rain on the flower, and the tendency to rust on the leaves. Maybe if you live in a very warm country with not a lot of rain, this rose might still be a very good fragrant rose for you to grow. But if you're in a place with a lot of rain, the balling tendency of the flower might be a deal breaker. That said, the flower is wonderfully huge, often getting to about 10 to 12 centimeters. And it has these ruffled edges that makes it look very special, very unique, and that I really like looking at. And it is also not the worst rose on flowering. It tends to flower quite decently as well. So I'm so torn about this rose. So wonderful perfume on this rose, but the balling tendency and rust tendency, man, that kind of leaves this rose in the no man's zone for me because absolutely love the fragrance, absolutely hate the rust and the balling tendency of this rose. So I'm not really sure, guys. I would rate this rose a 7 at most on health, and the flower is pretty nice. The fragrance is a 9 out of 10, and yeah, it gets quite big as well. It can go to 100 centimeters, at least for me. So I'm a bit in doubt with this rose, guys. What do you think? Is the powerful fragrance on this rose and the unique ruffled edges and the unique look, is that worth the balling tendency in rain, and is it worth the rust tendency? And that is a question I'll pose to you guys. So take care out there, guys, and have a good day.